and conversations. Today, we're going to have an interesting discussion, and it's about relationship. And today is a wonderful edition, and happy to have with us today Pastor Mrs. Gloria Dokwa, who is a relationship specialist, and she hosts a program which is called Heart Affairs. She's also the wife of Pastor Sam Adokwa of Dunamis International Gospel Church, located in Buari, under the Dunamis Gospel Center Ministries, headed by Dr. Pastor Paul Enenche and Dr. Becky Enenche. So we're happy to have you today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And my lovely wife, Dr. Ada, is here with us today. Because we're talking about relationships, we're talking about building relationships. So this is really a Marriage Connect edition of inspiration and conversation. And so today we're just doing like an intro of this program. And I like to ask Pastor Mr. Adokwa on what it takes to make relationship to work. We're talking about relationships for single and married people. So I don't know which one you want to start with, for the singles or for the married.
Okay, let's start with the single. Yes, let's start with the single. If you want your relationship to work, as a single person, it begins from the choices that you make. The choice of the woman you want to date or the man that you want to date. It all starts from your choice. When you see people crying and relationships crashing, just take a look at the kind of people that these singles open their heart to. Many times you are not surprised that it did not work, because you can see that there is no compatibility. There has to be compatibility in order for a relationship to work. So the kind of choice that you make. For example, you are a godly young girl, and then they said men are scarce, and then now, someone just came and said, I want us to start dating, I love you and all of that, and then you don't care to know if he loves God, if he serves God. You don't want to know about his background, his educational qualification, his outlook to life, his vision for life. Nothing just matters to you as long as he's just a man. This kind of a man.
No. You also throw in that the social media age that we are in now.
Yes.
I'm seeing people are having relationships on social media.
Yes.
People are getting connected on social media.
Yes.
I mean,
yes. Now, it's working for some people, and it's also not working for some people. In fact, for some people, the connection to the social media is their worst nightmare.
Yeah.
While for some people, a very little success, I would say. Yes, it is very little. Let's just say 5%. 5% of it works, but most of the time it does not work.
Okay.
And for the 5% that works, many times it's divinely orchestrated. It's divinely orchestrated, and they cash into the opportunity by, going through the person's timeline. What are the kind of things he or she posts? They kind of fall in love with the soul, with the mind, of the owner of the world. And so it's easy to connect. But for those that don't really care, even if the person is a ghost, as long as it's just a handsome profile picture or a beautiful profile picture, that's just it. They just kind of start meeting, and before you know it, they are already crying. All right. So yes, it does work, but you must check a lot for compatibility.
Wow. But I'm really worried. Even going through somebody's timeline, people can post anything because it's made for public view. In fact, I realize sometimes that scammers use other people's pictures to put on their profile.
Yeah.
There are cases where a man uses a lady's face to put on his Facebook profile, especially some of these, people that are into 419 and all those kind of things. I've read stories where people in some of these Western countries who are looking for love, men who are looking for younger ladies, begin to communicate with somebody who they thought was a lady and didn't know it was a man. Yes, until along the line, by the time the demands are so much. Let me not take us any distraction from there. You're talking about relationships, how to build relationships.
Yes. You don't just go through the person's profile and then just fall in love. No. The profile and all of those things that you will read there is just to give you a kind of idea of what kind of person is this lady or this guy. And then after a while, they are supposed to meet, face to face.
Yeah.
And we don't advise the girls to go looking for the men. Any man that is interested in you, will look for you, no matter how far. All right. I know a couple they are married now. She live in Aba in Abia State, and the guy is based in Abuja, and he traveled all the way. And I counseled her. I said, make sure you meet in a public place, in an eatery. Don't let somebody tell you, come to my house. I heard that 2 girls were actually kidnapped, through that kind of thing. These girls were invited by a guy. One of them was invited by the guy to come, and then she decided, in order to be safe, let me go with my friend. And then the friend thought she was the police, not knowing that she's equally a victim.
Wow.
Yes, and they went looking for the guy's house, and they were kidnapped, and their people were called, and they were asking for ransom.
Wow.
So you don't do that. You need to meet in a public place, and then just talk. Don't just fall in love. Just talk. Then if there is a need to meet again, you meet. If there is a need to exchange phone numbers, keep talking. You make sure that you are related with this person to the point that you know some basic about him.
Okay.
You don't just open your heart because you are hungry for love. So if these young men or these young women will actually get to know the people they meet online, know them very well, make sure there is a physical meeting. Even if he's in abroad, make sure he comes back first. Because we heard some people, they will even fix wedding date and all of that, and then only to realize that these guys are scammers.
Wow.
Yes, there was one that I heard, and the girl committed so much money into his hands for the preparation of their wedding. They've never met physically, but they do what do they call this? Skype. Video calls and all of that.
FaceTime.
They've been on it for almost 2 years.
Wow.
And she sent him money to buy things. They did the shopping together.
Wow.
Because any shop he goes to, he will do a video call.
Yeah.
He asks her, are you okay with this color, this size, and everything. They did all the shoppings together. But guess what? When he returned to Nigeria, he actually came to marry someone else.
Whoa.
With what they both shopped for.
Now, are you saying the lady was sending money
to him?
Yes. Where was he?
He is abroad.
Why would the lady send money?
And they are joining money together. Okay. Because from what he told her, they want a big wedding since he's a big boy.
Yeah.
And if she wants to contribute, and why not? So she committed some millions.
Oh,
yes, and
goodness.
then he was supposed to actually bring money. He told her he will be taking care of some things, maybe venue, this. So
when it comes back.
Yes. So the things that they will shop for, that they will need, personal items. Those were the things she felt, okay, let me take care of those ones. And they did the shoppings together and everything, not knowing that he was actually shopping to marry someone else.
My goodness.
So this online thing, until you know somebody, until you've known somebody, you've seen the person physically, and not just seeing the person physically, do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research. Don't just say
both online and offline.
Yes, online and offline. Yes.
It both applies.
Yes.
That you need to know who you are getting into relationship with.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the mind is involved, the spirit, before intimacy comes into place. And I think some people don't really get to know who they are getting into relationship with because they don't talk. They don't discuss things. I've had situations where we've talked with some people who were trying to get married, and then you're asking the young lady this about the young person, and the lady is expressing surprise.
Yeah.
Is that true? And so we are now asking, what have you been discussing?
Yes, all the
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, you need to really do your research. You know that there is this couple that dated for 5 years, and I think around the wedding period, I asked her which course did he read in university, and she does not know.
Whoa.
Yes, she only knew. Yes, he graduated from so university, but she doesn't know the course. And I was like, and you dated for 5 years, so what have you been doing? What have you been discussing? What have you been talking about?
What's the future?
What's the future? So if you really want your relationship to work, the choices that you make, it matters. You cannot fix a 4-corner socket into a round what they call it, this light socket. Yes, you don't carry the round mouth, only fit into the round one. Yes, the round socket. So if you are round, you need to look for something round to fit in. Yes, if you are square, you need to look for square to fit in. But you are round and you are struggling to fit into square, already from the beginning you know it will not work. So many marriages that are not working today are traceable to the choices and some of the things, the warning signals that they ignore during the process of courtship. They must have ignored some warning signals. That's why you need to ask each other very serious questions before you get married. For example, as a lady, you can ask him, why me? There are 1,001 women out there you could have, asked out. Why me? If he doesn't know why you, he won't know why he should continue to be you. Of course, you won't know. Okay, why me? And then, as a young man, if a lady tells you yes, you need to ask her, why did you say yes to me?
Okay.
Is there anything you saw in me? Why did you say yes? Did you just say yes because you want to change your social status? You just want to get married to a man? Why did you say yes? You need to know why he said yes. All right? You need to ask him, what's your vision for life?
Okay.
What's your temperament like? Are you an angry person? If you are, does it run in the family? Is everyone angry? Okay, the anger, when it starts, does it move your hand, into hitting somebody? You need to ask those questions, because somebody could be angry and he will tell you that how to relieve himself is when he breaks things. Now, your head could be what he wants to break. All right? You need to ask these questions. You need to ask this question. All right? How do you spend your downtimes? How do you what do you really envisage for a home? What do you see your dream home to be? Somebody can tell you, I've never thought of it. You say, no, you have to. Yeah. Because if he's not seeing anything, how will he be committed into achieving something? Okay. There has to be a vision for there to be commitment for the vision fulfillment.
Wow.
So, what do you see? What kind of home do you see? How many children do you see in there? What kind of children do you see? Do you see smart, intelligent, lovable, sweet children, or you just saw a home and you don't really know what to expect in there? Yours is just that you just want to get married, maybe because you have come of age or because you want to start having sex. Is that the reason why you want to get married? What's your purpose for getting married? God has a purpose for instituting marriage. God has purpose. But under God's purpose, we also need to derive a vision and then have drive and also have our own purpose for getting married. So if all of these things are not on ground and you go ahead and you just, choose any kind of person, and just get married to that person, when you fail, it would not be a surprise.
Wow. That's why it's depressing. You want to say something?
No, I just remembered that there was a life story, somebody close to me. She actually is expecting to have a spouse, and somebody reached out to her on social media. Just when you were discussing, I said, whoa, I picked up something from what you said. Let the man come and meet you. But she didn't wait. She decided to travel all the way to Lagos from Abuja. And she didn't let me know until afterwards. Because I tried her number and I wasn't getting across to her. Thank God that she survived it.
Mm.
They kidnapped her, they stole everything, they took her bag, her
Wow.
bags, her documents, they emptied her accounts. Then when she came back, I think somebody helped her. She
Wow.
dropped on the way, and that was how she came back. So we are so thankful to God that she survived. So one thing I can pick from what you have said today is, you are a vessel. You are valuable for a woman. You're priceless. So if you see yourself as a person of worth, then people will actually experience that and value you and comfort you. How you see yourself in a relationship matters.
Well, that's quite
Yeah.
scary. But I think people are willing to take the risk. They tell you, well, life is a risk.
That is a risk.
But I don't know if that applies to relationship.
There is something called calculated risk.
Okay.
Don't just take a risk because life is a risk. At least take a calculated risk.
Mm.
You know, yes. Because when you just take a risk, you might not even be alive to even tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so let it be.
alive
Yes,
to tell the
let
story.
it be calculated. Let it be calculated.
A lot of young people listening to you would say, wow, that's a lot to think about getting into relationship. And like, pastor, must we go through all that detail and I have to ask the person's vision and all that? By the time I finish the question, the person would have felt too interrogated and just left and all that. And they're like, must I have to be that thorough?
Yes, you have to be thorough. Anyone that will pick offense because you are asking them questions, then that person has already shown his true colors. Then just run away for your life. When the person is uneasy, anybody that is serious with you will want to be as naked as possible. What I mean is as frank as possible, as open as possible. Yes, accountable. The person will want you to see through him. That is everything you want to know about me. Go ahead. Because this person knows that it's actually your life. Marriage, you don't just, it's not like you are sending your bags into marriage or you are sending just something material into marriage. It's the whole of you. So if you are going to have the whole of me for as long as Jesus tarries, and I will have the whole of you as long as Jesus tarries, then I should know, not necessarily the whole of you, because I know that I will have to keep learning you as the day passes or as the years come by, but I should know the most that I'm supposed to know. Because this is about my life. This is about my life. This is about my identity. Okay, when I get married to you, my identity, now my husband's name is Samuel. So when I'm passing and somebody says Samuel, even if my husband is not there, I would like to turn because I am associated with a Samuel. That is how serious marriage is. So you don't want me to know much about you. You are feeling offended. Am I going to marry a ghost? So I need to, anybody that is already offended, just know that they are already showing their true colors because the person knows. In fact, when you start asking this question, a genuine person will understand that you mean business with them.
That's right.
Because if you don't mean business with them, you will care less about who they are.
Yeah.
Because maybe you are just a gold digger. All you need is their money. You don't want to know about them. You don't want to know about their likes, their dislikes, their history, their preferences and their background and all of that. But when the person sees that you are asking a lot of questions, I think this person is equally into me. I think this person is already considering me for something great. And then the person will be willing to supply you more information because this is serious business. But if all I want is your body, of course, I don't care to know which school you schooled in. I don't want to know which course you read. I don't care about your preferences, your whatever. All I will just do is just to tell you things that will stimulate your hormones and kind of prepare you for what I want.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And then if it's your money that I want, of course, I will just be hailing you and just be saying things that will puff you up so that it won't be easy for you to put your hand in your wallet.
I think you have a point there in the sense that it looks like once people come close, people either male angle or female angle, the thoughts that in everybody's mind is, so what next? What's the date? We're going to get married. That's the end goal. So what overtakes their mind now is, how is our marriage going to look like? How is the wedding going to look like? What are the things we are going to buy? Where are we going to wed? Which hall? And all those things. Let's start preparing. So people are not thinking about the marriage life. They are thinking more about the wedding.
The wedding.
And some of the things we see now, even on social media and weddings. So you see there's so much emphasis on the wedding ceremony. I've watched some videos and sometimes it's almost like a dancing competition. You know, how they dance to come in, the lineup of the groomsmen, the bridesmen. And I'm like, wow, is this wedding? The bride sometimes, almost like they want to remove their cloth and now dance all this dance. So I think they're more occupied. People seem to be occupying themselves with the less important thing.
The less important thing. That's what is trending. The dance video, the best entrance into the reception hall, and all of that. Now we don't have anything against you dancing. In fact, if you like, you can invent tire on your head and rolling upside down. We don't really care about that, as long as you are prepared for the life after that day. As long as you prepare for the life after that day, we don't care. However bogus you want to make it, that's your choice. That's your personal choice. It's only a problem if there is no preparation for the life after the wedding. That's where there's a problem. Some of them even fight right there in the reception hall. Wow. They've started fighting. The groom is already slapping the bride. Yes, I watched a video where the groom was to give the bride cake, and the bride is just joking with him. When he brings it this way, she goes like this. When he brings it this way, she goes like this. Just for fun. And the guy just slapped her. Hey. Are you joking? I mean, why are you doing that to me? And you know, so it's just it's just there's another one which is a very favorite one for my husband. Like watching this particular one. The best man was congratulating them and then hugged the bride and kind of hugged her a little bit tight. And the groom just gave him a heavy blow on his face. Kind of, get out, leave my bride. So already it's clear that there is no trust. Oh. Yes, already it's clear that there is no trust between the bride and the groom. and you could trace that lack of trust to the relationship between the bride and the groom. I'm sure they've been sleeping with each other. So if before I got married you have been sleeping with you, then I can assume that you can do it with any other person. That is why in building trust in your relationship, you need to stay away from premarital sex. Because if your groom that has courted you for 1 year, 2 years, knows that you didn't sleep with him, you're a no-nonsense girl and all of that, when he sees you, maybe you just harmlessly hug somebody or shook the hands of somebody or something, he won't really be suspicious because he'll be like, no, I know this girl and I know the love that is between us. If we didn't misbehave, I'm sure she's not that kind of person. But you gave him all the styles that are possible, and now you are getting married, hoping to go for honeymoon when there is nothing in the moon, but just the moon, because the honey has been leaked through premarital sex. You have done everything, and then now there is no trust, no trust at all. So you want your relationship to work, you have to build it. When you make your choice, you have to make sure that you watch the way you and your spouse to be operate. Because whatever he sees or whatever she sees during your courtship will help them to either trust you or you will lose their trust, after you get married. So how you treat him or how you treat her, it also matters. It will show in the future. Yes.
Now, let me say this because we will be shortly just rounding up on this particular one. For those who are already married and they didn't go into the depth of all this, asking what's your vision for marriage, what's this and that, and they found themselves, they've made a choice. There's some one or two advice you can give them on how to begin to make their choice right. We have this saying here, how to make the right choice or how to make your choice right. So they've made the choice. Thankfully, it's not gotten so irreparably damaged. They've just been living on. now I think there's still a way to make it right.
Yeah.
So, can you give one or two?
Yes. My husband used to say, a wise man marries the woman he loves, but a wiser man loves the woman he marries.
Wow, okay, that's a good one.
You know, so if you are already married, it's possible. What you need to do is just start loving. Just continue to love unconditionally. And if one of the, let's say if your spouse is not as solid in the Lord as you are, let's say you're a lady, you're a woman, and you married a man, and you never knew all of these things. Now you are in the marriage, and you are more godly, you know the word of God more than him, or vice versa. Then you need to take more responsibility, because you have to be patient in order for your spouse, you know, to be built and come to the level of knowledge in the Lord that you have. Because youth, to whom much is given, much is required, much is expected. So you need to be committed in making the relationship work. You need to be more patient with your spouse. You need to keep loving your spouse, keep showing them the example. You show your spouse how it should be done. You don't demand how it should be done.
Okay.
You show them how it should be done. All right? Your spouse don't know how to say thank you. You start telling him thank you or telling her thank you to show him how it is to be done practically. Or sorry, you start doing it. You take responsibility. Why? Because you have more depth in the Lord, in the Word of God than the other person. You have the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, peace, kindness, temperance, self-control. So you have the equipment, the inner equipment, yes, more than the other person. So you need to do more. You need to be committed to do more. And as you are doing that, you should be expecting to reap what you are sowing. As you keep sowing, you will definitely reap. There is nobody's heart that is so hard that love cannot break, that patience cannot break, that prayers cannot break. So you have to keep praying for your spouse, and you have to keep doing. Don't say it's 50-50. If I do this today, I do tomorrow, and I don't see it reciprocated, I'll stop doing it. No. Much is given to you because you know God, and then if both of you know the Lord, and then it's just some behavioral issues or attitudinal issues that are the problems. All you just need to do is to talk with your spouse. Sweetheart, it would be good if we reduce this strong word. If we can eliminate some words in this word, something like stupid. Let's completely eliminate these things from our home, from our marriage. Let's completely eliminate anything strong, any strong words. You communicate. You don't argue. You don't talk to. You talk with. Talk with. Not talk to. I want to talk to my husband today. Then you are actually cooking problem. I want to talk to my wife. No. No, sir, you are not talking to your wife. You want to talk with your wife. Because you have to dialogue. Because you need to hear from her too. You need to know why she behaves the way she's behaving. You need to know why he's behaving the way he's behaving. You need to know if there is something you need to do to make him do better or make her do better. You just communicate. And as you communicate, I tell you, you will just resolve your issues, and then the devil will just be put to shame.
Thank you so much. I like that of talking with, not just talking to. Well, I would today we would stop at this juncture. I'm sure we're going to continue next time on Conversation and Inspiration. And thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. I'm always glad to be here.
You're welcome. All right. Next time, you will get a notification as we continue this discussion. God bless you for watching.